Hello there. In this brief video we're going to be looking at the equation of a straight line graph. Now, start with the basics. Nice straightforward question. You've been given a graph and on there is a straight line. And you're asked to find the equation. Now the general equation of a straight line graph is this: y equals some number in front of x plus some number added on. So what we've got to do to get the full equation of the line is find m and to find c. Now the easiest one to find if you've got a graph here is c. C is where it crosses the y-axis. And in this instance, it's 0. The y value where it crosses the y-axis is 0. Now we've got to find the gradient. The gradient is how far you go up every time you go across 1. And in this instance, you've gone up 2 every time you've gone across 1. So the gradient is 2 over 1, or 2. So the full equation of the straight line is y equals 2x, sorry, must be consistent with my colours, 2x plus 0. Just go through that again with another straight line. This second one here, this is the line we're going to be looking at. What's the equation of it? Well, y equals some number times x plus c. Now c is where it crosses the y-axis. This crosses the y-axis at plus 3. What's the gradient? How far do you go up every time you go across 1? Well, in this instance you only go up 1. So the gradient is 1. And now the full equation of the straight line is y equals 1x plus 3. Now, let's look at some complications. Just get rid of that. Complication 1. This is where you're given 2 points. You may not even be given a graph, you've been given 2 points, and you're asked to find the equation of the straight line that passes through both. Here we go. Now, how do you answer such a question? Well, you begin by writing the general equation of a straight line. Now, we're going to find m first. M is the gradient. It's how far you go up every time you go across 1. So let's have a look what happened. You went up 6. That's the change in y coordinates. When you went across 2, that's the change in x coordinates. So the gradient is 3. So I've already got now part of my answer. Y is equal to 3x plus some number. How do I find the number? Well, I could plot the 2 points and extend the line and see where it crosses the y-axis, or I could do this. I could substitute x equal to 2, y equal to 7 into this equation here. Let's see what we get. We get that 7 is equal to 3 times the x coordinate, which is 2, plus that unknown number I'm trying to find. Little bit of algebra. We get 7 is equal to 6 plus c, and that implies that c equals 1, and hence I now have my full equation of the straight line graph. It's y equals 3x plus 1. Okay, now let's look at our second complication, and the last thing we're going to look at. Complication 2. You're asked to compare some graphs, but they're given in forms like this. Or and you're asked to talk about the gradient or where they cross the y-axis. And here is the big problem. We have to have our equations in the form of y equals mx plus c. In short, we have to have y as the subject. So when you get a question like this, what you have to do is use a bit of algebra and make y the subject. So here we go, I'll go through the first one. So if 2y plus 3x equals 5, take the x terms to the right, isolate them, or pick one, move them away from the y's. So 2y is equal to 5 minus 3x, and now divide everything by 2. So y is equal to 5 over 2 minus 3 over 2x. Better still, always start with the x term and then the constant term, the number term. So for this graph here, 2y plus 3x equals 5, the gradient is the number in front of x, which in this instance is minus 3 over 2, and where it crosses the y-axis is plus 5 over 2. Okay, so whenever you get an equation or a graph in a form other than y equals, change the subject and make it y equals. Okay, thank you for listening.